Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the life you're living doesn't truly belong to you. Every choice you've made, every sacrifice you've carried, every mask you've put on, done only to meet the expectations of others. But deep inside, there's always been a quiet voice, a whisper buried beneath duties, the desire to be accepted, and the fear of letting others down. Then, a moment arrives, a clear, powerful moment when everything shifts. It's like a curtain is lifted, and for the first time, you see the truth. You've been putting everyone else first and losing sight of who you are. Carl Jung once said that the most meaningful journey is the one that leads us deep within ourselves. But choosing yourself is not simple. It asks you to face your fears, to stop living just to please others, and to bravely say no to anything that doesn't match who you really are. Still, it is in this very moment that true change begins. Today, I want to invite you on a deep and meaningful path. I want to show you what happens when you finally decide to put yourself first. It won't be easy, but one thing is sure: life will never be the same. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the Mental Dose channel and join the Telegram group so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos on personal and spiritual growth. You'll find content here that inspires, challenges, and changes the way you look at life. And now, let's begin. There comes a time when, without warning, something inside you breaks. You look in the mirror and suddenly see it clearly. You've been living for others far too long. You said yes when your heart whispered no. You pushed your dreams aside to live up to what others expected. You chased approval instead of truth. You tried to fit in, and in the process, you forgot the most important person of all, yourself. And then something shifts. A crack appears inside, a quiet emptiness that can no longer be ignored. It's your true self, finally speaking up, asking, "What if just this once I chose me?" It's a simple question, but it carries deep power, because that's when your transformation begins. Carl Jung, one of the most respected voices in psychology, left us a message that still echoes today. A person finds real fulfillment by discovering who they truly are. But the path to being authentic is one of the hardest we can walk, because choosing yourself isn't just a decision. It's a quiet, personal revolution. And the moment you truly put yourself first, you'll notice something. The world will respond. Some people may look at you with confusion. Others may feel unsettled by your new strength. They might say you've changed. They might even call you selfish. But the truth is, you haven't changed at all. You're simply returning to the person you've always been. The challenge is that many people became used to seeing you as someone who always gave in, someone who was quick to put others before yourself. Now that you've chosen to say no, to draw clear lines, to walk your own path without constantly looking for approval, it shakes their sense of balance, not because you've done something wrong, but because your change pushes them to look within, and not everyone is ready to face themselves. Jung understood this deeply. When you decide to live with honesty and truth, not everyone will walk beside you, but the ones who stay, they'll be the ones who truly see you. Not the version you performed for them, but the real you. For so long, you've looked outside for validation. You tried to become what others expected, believing that only then you'd be loved, accepted, respected. But the truth is something else. Your real strength never lived outside of you. It's always been within. When you finally choose yourself, something amazing begins to unfold. You no longer feel the need to prove your worth. You're not scared of letting someone down, of being misunderstood, or of not being enough. You start saying no without guilt. You stop chasing approval, and you discover that the truest form of freedom is living by your own truth. Jung spoke of something called individuation, the journey where a person becomes their most real and honest self, not the version shaped by society, not the one molded by family expectations, but the version that speaks directly to the soul. And the most powerful outcome of this journey is freedom. You feel lighter, stronger, more connected to your true essence, because maybe for the first time ever, you're moving in the right direction. Until now, so many of your choices were driven by the urge to be liked, the fear of being rejected, the longing to belong. But when you finally choose yourself, the past begins to lose its grip on you. You no longer feel the need to explain who you are. You stop fearing the opinions of those who can't see your path. You let go of the urge to fill the emptiness with approval, because you begin to understand a simple, powerful truth. You are enough, just as you are. Jung once said that the journey back to yourself takes courage, and that courage appears when you stop searching for answers outside and start listening to the voice within. Have you ever noticed that when you make a choice that feels true, everything around you begins to shift? New people show up. Unexpected doors begin to open. Life begins to move with a quiet, perfect rhythm. Jung called this synchronicity. When you choose to honor who you truly are, the world answers back. Energies come into balance. What no longer serves you begins to fade, making space for what helps you grow. It's not magic. It's what happens when your life begins to reflect your soul. But be mindful. Synchronicity doesn't mean the road will always be smooth. You may still face challenges. There will be times when the old parts of you clash with the new. You might be tested, pulled backward, or feel doubt rise again. Old fears may try to return, and it is in those exact moments that you must trust your feelings. If something starts to flow with ease, if paths open naturally, if someone enters your life just when you need them, these are not accidents. They are signs that you're aligned, that you are finally walking in harmony with who you really are. One of the hardest parts of choosing yourself is that, at first, you might feel alone, but solitude is not the enemy. It's a chance to reconnect, to heal, and to begin shaping the life you've always wanted. And then something beautiful unfolds. You begin to enjoy your own presence. You no longer depend on people who drain your light. You stop accepting less than what you deserve, because now you've embraced a deep truth. You are enough, always. At first, being alone can feel heavy, like an empty space that's hard to fill. You might want to go back, to cover that silence with old routines or people who no longer fit in your life. But if you stay strong and welcome that moment, you'll see it's not really emptiness. It's a fresh space, open and full of new chances. That's when true change begins. You'll start to see parts of yourself you hadn't noticed before, things you loved and left behind, dreams you put away for too long. And when you stop being afraid of being alone, something important shifts. You're no longer searching for someone or something to make you feel whole, because deep down, you finally see that you already are. Carl Jung gave us another special thought, one of the most powerful of all. Those who look outside may dream, but those who look inside truly wake up. The life you're hoping for won't come from outside. It won't grow from what others expect of you. It won't be shaped by your fear of letting anyone down. It will come from one very important choice, the choice to be true to yourself. If these words echo inside you, know this is just the beginning. The path in front of you is still long, but it belongs to you. No one else can walk it. Now I ask you, are you ready to make the choice that could change everything? If this message has touched something in you, pass it along to someone who might need it too. Because the world truly needs more people who dare to be themselves. Choosing yourself is a quiet, powerful kind of change. It means letting go of the need to always please others and beginning to live in a way that matches who you really are. It's a path that might be hard sometimes, and yes, it might feel lonely, but it leads to a life that's more honest and full of meaning. It's normal to be scared of change. There will always be a part of you that tries to keep you in the past, that chooses the comfort of routine over the risk of change. But remember this, staying tied to a life that doesn't feel like yours is much more painful than facing the unknown. Carl Jung taught us that every big change begins when we find the courage to look within, to listen to our inner voice, to face our shadows, and turn them into strength. There is no perfect moment to begin this journey. The right time is now. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to know exactly where this choice will lead you. You just need to take the first step. A step toward yourself. A step toward the freedom to be who you truly are. If you feel stuck today, know that every big change starts with a decision. A decision to stop settling and start living for what really matters to you. If these words meant something to you, feel free to leave a comment and share what choosing yourself means in your life. Every story is special. Every experience can inspire someone else to find their own path. Remember, life doesn't begin when everything is perfect. Life begins the moment you choose to be truly yourself. We truly hope this video has been helpful and inspiring to you. Don't forget to subscribe to Draxel so you don't miss more content about wisdom and spirituality. And if you like this message, share it with someone who might benefit from it. Thank you for being with us on this journey. See you in the next video.